we came to know that the table definition vanishes whenever like we log out from that session, right? Once logged out from that session, ultimately the details would not be saved there, correct? So details would not be saved there. And now if I say that way, how exactly other features can be used? So let us go with this PSQL. Fine. And let me see what are the other features that possibly might be there. So whenever you write /?, ultimately you do get information about different commands which are available there. Okay, with your say file, or sorry, with your client. So these are the commands that you can make use of. And so let us see like which one would be better for us. So one by one would be seeing most of them rather, but let me see like if okay. Yes. So we are going to make use of two important commands today. So for that purpose, I will require one file. So let me add that file first. Wait for a while. I will add, like if you have access to Moodle rather, probably after some time that file would be accessible to you. You can definitely download that file from there. So I'm adding that file rather. Probably I think I can. So this is p.sql. So you can check in comment, sorry, chat window. I'm sharing that file. Okay, so we are going to make use of this file for majority of operations that we are going to carry out. Fine. So let me see where exactly it is saved. SQL. Stop. Load from my file. Okay, check your chat window. So can you see the file? Okay, so download that file. Rather, if you are working with the laptop, okay, or a desktop. So let me check this. Okay. Yes, so file is with me. So I hope you must have seen the file which I added into Teams. So you are going to make use of that file particularly. So this is the file rather that I have added. Okay, this is a plain text file. Okay, which has been added there. So simply I wrote few commands there. Okay, so they are basically taken from a book of Postgres rather. Okay, so if you see what are the books that I shared rather as a reference book, there's a book called Beginning Databases with PostgreSQL from Novice to Professional. So I have downloaded this particular file from the website of that book. Fine. Okay, so let me use this file. So now what you have to do is you have to copy this file into your current working directory from where you are going to where exactly you are going to write, say home Nitin, then okay, let us copy it here. Fine. So cd. So if I write now lsp.sql, so the file is copied. So I can see that less p.sql. So we are going to make use of this. So actually what is, suppose if I ask you, can you create these tables for me? Okay, suppose if I give you schema details of that table and ultimately I'm asking you, can you create this table? So these table definitions are given like this. So you will see here, I'm making use of this with OIDS, as well as I'm making use of one data type, which is other something new, which is kind of serial. And this serial would be helpful for us rather in respect of creating the serial number. Like for example, roll number to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. So that is the thing that we use. So like say we are creating the table with OID. I'm adding constraint as well there in my table definition. So what you will do, you will copy this command SQL statement and then you will paste. You are going to do for every table, correct? So instead of it, so let us see how can I use this. So let me go to this PSQL. So now currently I have these records. So let me do this, drop db Nitin, create db Nitin. So let me create it one more time. So if I write PSQL, now if I write /d, I don't have anything now, correct? So let me, now I want to execute the current file which is stored in the working directory, like what are the file that I shared with you all. Okay, so simply write, suppose for example, /, try to find out /i. This /i permits you to execute set of commands from the file. Okay, so let us write /i and p.sql. Okay, once you write it, it would be telling you like, okay, if there are errors, it will let you know. Like for example, it is giving you an error with respect to the date perspective. Now, if you see, date format is how it seems MMDDYYYY in this case. Now, what it says, because you are trying to insert records that way, say if I go and check this file. Okay, so it may not permit me from here.
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir. Was the file supposed to be put in the home directory?
No, wherever you are writing PSQL, like
Okay.
from in that current directory, it should be from where you are firing. So I copied it because I don't want to go into downloads. Nah? That's why. That's the reason.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So like if you see, it gave me an error with respect to this type. Correct? With respect to this type. And that is the reason why I really don't want what is happening. Is my screen visible? I don't know what is shown there. Yeah. So now it is giving me an error and I want, like if I really wish to see the date style. So you have to write set type D A and press tab. So you set to, okay. And then you press tab. So it will show you all other options available. So the way that we saw, it was month, day, year, correct? Let me show you the data, the errors. Okay, so let me for a while go here. Less p.sql. If you see the date style, how the records are inserted. So it added only date. So whenever you install Postgres, there would be some default type of it, like format of it. So if I go below and rather see the records are available there with respect to date. Okay. You will see the date style seem to be something different, which was supposed to be like this. Say, for example, if you see 6/23/2000, but this definitely means month, day, and year, correct? So we have to set that date style with this. So you write PSQL. Okay, you say set date style to MDY, say semicolon. again execute this file. Now, if I write /d, you will see some records are all, some tables are already created. You can see the table is there, sequence is there. If I fire this command again, /I, it will overwrite everything. Okay, now we could not see error. Now error was there at the upper half. It was because this sequence, because you dropped a table. So ultimately the sequence are also got deleted. So in the initial stage, whatever the file that I do have, I have written drop statements, correct, in my file. So Control Shift N. Yeah, so let me show you p.sql. If you see, my statement starts with drop. Correct. Now, when you drop that, ultimately the sequences are going to get deleted. So now then we are saying drop sequence and so on. So they never got executed due to the error. Correct, because when you delete them, ultimately this would be deleted, and that's the reason why these messages are shown. Fine. Now, if I write /d, say customer, this is my first table. You press enter. Now there is a if you recall, what are the table that we created here? Our customer table contains customer ID to be serial type. Okay, so this is called a sequence. It is a sequence created, and that is the reason, if you see here, it says SEQ. If I say minimize this, rather, you would be able to see that in a particular form. And there's a function, default function added called nextVal. Now this nextVal, what it does, it would be picking the next number by comparing this. So can I see that? So you write /df, you simply write nextVal. Now this is the function. So it is available in, it is a standard internal function. Now, if I suddenly ask you, what is your age? How do you specify it? Generally in years. But think of this, somewhere you are expected to write these many years, these many months, and these many days. So how can you do that? So let me try to show you. Say, for example, if I write this, then there's a function called age. Okay, this takes multiple forms. So let us go with the difference. So let me write Control L, select age. Now, okay, what would be my, let me add that. And let me add today's date. Today's date is what? 10/14/2021. So if I write this, okay, I used this one. So so you can see, like, it would be displaying me, okay, what is my age in terms of years, months, and days. But this function ultimately is an overloaded function. That's what we could see here. It can have data type to be different, like result type is different. Even the data arguments that it takes, like sometimes it is only one, sometimes you can see two, and so on. And we don't care about what other parameters are. So the way that we saw this function too, nextVal, this is only one function. So it takes some argument, which is kind of some type, which we don't know exactly what this range class is. But there's a data result return type is begin. Now, if I really fire a command for select star from customer. Now, due to the mechanism which we used to execute that /p.sql file, so as to get all commands executed in a sequential manner. These are the records which are inserted by me. Okay, when I write select star from customer. So I have added from that file rather 15 records. So where can I see this? So if you see, let us go below. This is my record added into customer table. So insert into customer title, and now you will see, you will realize I haven't used the column, the first column which I added as serial. So what was the first column? Customer ID. I haven't added this customer ID rather while inserting the records. See here, we started with title, app name, LNAME, address line, town, zip code, phone. Right? These are the columns picked. We haven't used that serial because it is automatically going to take it. That's how it is working here. Now this is a record that is added for table, say customer. Let me type another table called item. Let me type another table, order info. Fine. So if I write select star from order info, then I should be able to see records for that order info table. Fine. Now, like when we say order info table, it is containing some records, like for example, with order in customer information, customer ID is also there, and order ID is also there. Correct. So even if I write order line instead of order info now, fine. So if I press enter, I would be getting another list. Okay, another table information. So I have used item, I have used order info, order line, okay, as well as customer. So let me see, is there any other table? So yes, there's a table called stock. So let us see how many tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we saw customer, we saw item, we saw order info, we saw order line. So if I write select star from stock, so this is my stock table, correct? Similarly, if I write from barcode, so this is the data for my barcode table. So I have these all records added, but this would be a mechanism which will permit me to execute all commands, because otherwise what will happen? You will keep writing insert statement every time. And so I already gave you this particular command right now to make use of. Okay, sorry, the file for make use of, to try your to make yourself expert in terms of writing SQL. So you try to form queries as bigger as you can for your table, correct? Now for that particular query that you are going to write, see, you have to make sure that you would be using more than 2 tables there. What I said, you are going to make use of more than 2 tables there. So how can you do that? Can somebody tell me what should be the best query that you should write? How can you write that query? So where you have to make use of more than one table in a query. So what kind of join it would be? So okay, let me show first this. So let me write /d customer. So I got this table structure there. Okay, whenever I write /d customer, when we write /d customer, ultimately it is going to give me detailed structure of the system, that data, a detailed structure of that relation. So if I write ds plus, now see the difference. It adds storage information as well, and it tells me like it has OIDs too. So what are the things which are not visible to general user would be known to me, because we don't really worry about what are the other things added there. Correct. So like if I see, let me write select. Now we have written that table definition as with OIDs. So if you carefully see here, this file less.psql, less.psql. So like in that file, if you see, whenever my table definition ends, wherever my table definition ends, I have added that table definition by saying table should be created with OIDs. Okay, you can check it in the p.sql file that I have already added with you. Correct? This with OIDs. So this would be accessible. Like it has been created with additional columns as well, which we saw earlier. Correct. So if I write here, select OID, comma customer ID, comma app name from customer. So you will see that for every record that was added by me, okay, through this p.sql file. Ultimately, that OID was created. So if I go on writing other columns as well, which I know or some of you are knowing now, CTID, Xmax, Xmin, Cmax, Cmin. These are always added with your table definition whenever you are creating a table. OID would be added only if or only when you are creating a table with OIDS as a structure. Fine. So you have to specifically write that I want a table to be created with OIDS, the way that I showed you. But these would be the by default columns added whenever you are writing with OIDS. All these columns would be there. And if you don't write with OID, ultimately, or with OIDS, ultimately it will not add OID, but it will add these other columns too. So if I see, these are the other columns added over there. Correct. So this is internal representation used by the system for it. Like, see, in data structure course, you learned how a data structure can be expressed. Correct. Whether you are from MSc or MCA, let us not worry about. But you did the course, and you must have seen whenever you are trying to create a data structure, rather, you have to find out how exactly you are going to represent this. Now, every unit, when I talk about every component of computer system, I'm not talking about hardware perspective, but software perspective for a while now. Everywhere you would be saying that data structures are heavily used. Okay, and these data structures are going to play an important role no matter whether you are talking about an operating system or whether you are talking about a database management system. Now, how exactly it is used on that front? If at all it is to be used by the system, how exactly it makes use of that? If you see here, if I really talk about this data, like you will see 01, 02, 03, 04. This is tuple ID, CTID, tuple ID, and this tuple ID is added every time whenever you are creating a table. Okay, no matter whether you are creating a table with OIDS or without OIDS. So this can go on. Suppose, like, let me create a temporary table for introducing you this concept. Create temp table XYZ P integer. Okay, now insert into XYZ values 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, suppose I inserted these 7 values. So if I write now, how can I insert again the same values? So you write insert into XYZ, select star from XYZ. Okay, so when you write this, ultimately what it will do, it will add some more records too. So insert into XYZ, select star from XYZ. So it inserted 7. Let me fire it again. So it would be adding more records now, depending upon how many times I'm adding this one, this instruction. Correct. So literally, if I try to check, select count star from XYZ. So I have now 224 records available with my relation called XYZ, which is a temporary relation that is created by me. Okay. Now, if I write select CTID, comma star from XYZ. Now see the order of that tuple ID which is added internally by the system for our relation. Now you will realize, like, if suppose you don't want to make use of a primary key, this can be used as a primary key. Like, for example, in this case, the 01 can be used as a primary key. This CTID can be an individual. So what happens if I go next? Okay, so if I press down arrow key rather for all records, you will see some other records are shown, like 91, 92, 93, and so on. Okay, so if I go one by one, let me see. So I can see 117, 118, 119, 120. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 134, 136, 148. Correct. So let me go below. So yes, I reached to 2 to 4. So let me insert one more time this. So my records are doubled now. Correct. So they would be nearly 448. So if I write this now, okay, again the command select city ID comma star from XYZ. Now if I write that, ultimately we will see like how many records would be shown there, because we have already had 2 to 4. Now I am inserting more records, like same records are again repeated. So if I go below, like when it reaches to some number, last number that we saw, that was 2 to 4, correct? So let us see, let us go below. So I'm going 7 by 1 rather. So 190, 192, 93. Yeah. So like when it reaches to 0, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 6. Okay, when it reaches to that line, that particular level, so you will see there is a change. Correct. Now, can you see the change? What happened there? It was earlier with 0. It stopped at 0, 2 to 6. Okay, with the record, whatever the record that is there associated with that particular column. Now, when it reaches to that level, like 2 to 6, it shifted to that 0 was converted to 1, and again it started from 1, 1. If I go below now, okay, you will see it started with 1. Similar numbering mechanism is applied. Only instead of 0, now I have 1. Okay, let us go below. So let us see how much it goes rather. Okay, so we got 187. Okay, so let us see whether it stops at 2 to where exactly it stops. So we had less number of record. That's why I can see that it stopped at say 1, 222. Okay, with this to be the last record. Now when I say 1, 222 and this to be the last record, what happens if I have more records than that? So when this loop gets changed, like then 1 should be replaced by 2, correct? So let me do this. Let me try it. So for a while. Now, whenever we are working with such kind of aspects rather of the database, okay, what happens at that level is some internal aspects are definitely added every time whenever we are working with the system. Now, when we are working with the system should update us what exactly is the requirement of the system at that time, at that point of time. So depending upon how the structure is managed at the system level, it definitely would be making some changes on the front of how internally the table structure should be saved. Correct? How internally the table structure should be saved. Now, whenever we are working with this kind of table structure, it definitely is going to make multiple, like it is going to provide us much more information than what was supposed to be known by an individual programmer. Every programmer may not have that idea. Whoever is in the database design. So our idea about database design is what? So if I ask this question to you all, okay, can you unmute and let me know what is your idea about what exactly you mean by a database designer? Can somebody point out what exactly it means for you? Yes, please.
Sir, we talked about the concept of cluster.
Hmm.
So Designer could be someone who defines the structure of the database, how everything will work behind the scene.
Okay. So like suppose if at all you see, say for example, whenever there are recruitments, they do ask, okay, we have position for DBAs. What exactly it means to us? DBA means what? DBA means what for us? DBA means database administrator. This is simple thing. That's what we do say. But when I say DBA, so what I'm supposed to do, I may be asked to design tables. I may be asked to let the programmers know of my team what are the different columns possibly would be there, how the table structure would be defined, and so on. Correct? But our task doesn't end up there. Our task doesn't end up there. So whenever I'm talking about database designer, his role would be definitely talking about how can I get a normalized data structure and something like that. But it is not only the thing. Like whenever we are working up as a DBA, we generally make use of various scripting languages. Like for example, Perl is a language, or sometimes Python also is used at that time to write majority of scripts to take backup and everything. Now, like while we are moving through further with respect to this course, you will see that some of the tasks you are doing as a programmer, some of the tasks, like when I say programmer, I don't mean exactly you are going to code it, but definitely you are going to help your programmer team rather to understand the details of the system. Because see, how many programmers can be there in a team or in company or in some organization? Multiple programmers, correct? Depending upon the technology. You have say some programmers who are .NET programmers, then there are Java programmers, there are C programmers, Perl programmers, correct? However, DBA, how many DBAs are there? You can count them on fingers. You can count them on fingers. And that is the reason why DBAs are too much important peoples for the system. But now, if you see the programmer's life, I don't know how many of you really worked in industry and joined MCA back. Those who did that must be having an idea, like the programmer does everything. Programmer designs the structure of the table. Programmer designs the index and so on, everything. Now, even in the DBMS book, rather, while you studied DBMS course in your first semester or even your earlier education, you must have seen that you are taught, like whenever a table is to be designed, first of all, draw the ER diagram and then convert it to a table and so on. But that may not be mandatory every time. Then how exactly one can achieve the same thing? See, like that is the reason, like that day I was talking about, I was really hesitant in respect of considering this DBMS course to be the course that I really want to teach. In nearly like from 98 to 2006, I was too hesitant on teaching this course because I was not. I thought I should not teach everything from PowerPoint presentation. Like I'm not going to read everything that is written on the slide. Otherwise, like if I give you a book and if I ask you, why don't you read it from the book? Why do you require me to be there? Nah? Because if I'm going to read it from PPT only. But the thing was, like until unless I understand that, it never works around. And if you know, if you have good hands-on on your operating system concepts, or probably you have good hands-on on say databases or data structures, ultimately this course would be very beneficial for you to revise all those concepts again. So you will see, like in one of the previous class I talked about paging, correct? I showed you how the pages are related with your relations, correct? Can you recall that? We saw that. What is the size of
Yes,
the
sir.
database when you create a table? Sorry, what is the size of a table when you create a table at the initial stage before inserting records?
8 KB.
Recall again one more time. Second chance. When, like, listen carefully what the question that I'm posing. If I create a table and if I don't insert the values and if I try to search it or see it in the directory appropriately with the data directory wherever the table definition can be found, what is the size added there?
0 bytes.
Very good. 0 bytes. Now, when you insert a record, no matter, now I'm not talking about a count. 0 suddenly changes to, somebody was talking about it now earlier.
8.
0 is, yeah. What is that?
8.
8. What?
KB.
8 what?
8 KB.
Okay. So 8192 bytes, and it would be it would be increasing in multiple of 8192, depending upon the records that you are talking about. Now, why haven't we thought about this? Like, think of the, can we think of that every block is like a linked list of size 8192. Whenever 8192 is crossed, another node is created. Can we think of this? I hope you worked with linked list previous semester. Linked list contains what? Okay, let me take example of your mobile. What is the storage that you have? I assume like 2, 3, 4 GB, correct? Internal storage. Now, how your file is saved? So you say it is saved in bytes. What kind of device it is? Like whatever the storage that you have, a pen drive, a disk, what kind of device it is? It is a storage device, but what kind of? If I have to differentiate between a printer and a hard disk, not at the level of say whether it is input or output device. What is the mechanism applied to print? What is the mechanism applied to print on the screen, print on a paper? When you copy contents from a disk to pen drive or vice versa, you may see that. So we assume it is like we conclude saying by saying this, okay, it is copying byte by byte, correct? Yes, it is doing that. But actually, is it really doing byte by byte? It is working on a block manner. Okay. Now, on what basis I am saying this? So let me show you. Okay. So let me share the screen. Yeah, let me show you where exactly it matters. Okay. So let us write sudo -s. So there's a command called df. Report file system disk space usage. Okay, let me see that. Man df. Sorry. So if I write df, it tells me how much space was taken in terms of 1K blocks, how much size was there, how much is used, what is the file system structure that I have. Correct. There's another command called du, disk usage, file space usage, estimate file space usage. So let me write du. So many things. Correct. Now, like whenever I do see rather with respect to the contents of the storage that are available on my disk. Correct. So this would be one of the biggest list rather, like you can try these commands on your laptop too. So let me write this df for a while and let me write pipe less. Df, you write pipe and then less. So let me see like where exactly the things are. Where exactly my files are. So it would be very difficult for me to know where exactly my home and other things are. Correct. So other command that I may use is let me write less. So it gives me details like this was my first, this was my second, this was my third, and so on. Correct. So in device dev, you can see that this is about my disk. This is hard disk, SDA. Okay. Now suppose let me attach a pen drive there. So I'm attaching a pen drive. Let me show you the GUI probably. So let me add a pen drive there, attach a pen drive. So let us not much worry about what it contains. Okay, I have attached a pen drive to my disk. Let us see if you will see after Emacs, one icon got added. Okay, wait for a while. It is recognizing the device. So because of storage rather, it may take some time. Yeah, so you can see, like for example here, this is the storage that I have. So this is my pen drive, correct? This is my pen drive that it contains some files, correct? Now if I go back here and if I write same command again. So let us go below. So we saw SDA, okay, for our disk. This was SDA1, SDA2. This is for my hard disk. So let us see whether can we get some more details about the disk. Yeah, so this is my pen drive, SDB1. Okay, now let me go to say cd/dev directory. So this is a device. So I'm talking about now file system of your OS. So I want to tell you why that 8192 is added there. Correct. So if I write ls-l sd star. So these are all the things that I have. So if you see here, it has B for every such directory, well, every such device, not directory, but every such device that is there. SDA, SDA1, SDA2, SDB, SDB1. If you see first character, is it B? So this B means block. B means block. So this is block device. And whenever you are retrieving records or writing records on the disk or from the disk, you are writing on the disk or you are reading from the disk, it is to be fetched into memory and then it is to be written or displayed in some form or written in some form. So it is going to pick it as a block and the block size is 8192 bytes. Now when it is loaded in memory, it maps it to page. And that is the reason why we see rather this. So let me go here, PSQL. So if I write select rel pages, comma, rel name from this internal relation PG class where rel name like customer. So you will see like it currently says I have only 0 pages rather, because 8192 hasn't reached to that level to say that a number of pages are added there. So we had a table. Okay, so I deleted it. So let me write that temp. So let us do this. Create third. Okay, insert into third. So insert into third, select star from third. So let us go on inserting this. So I'm inserting so many times that record. So it is double of this last, whatever the last row is. So it would be nearly 32,000 something. So if I write select count star from third. Okay, so if I write, let me write this command, the command that we were talking about. Okay, here let me write instead of customer third. Fine. Now let us see. So is it showing you any pages right now? It is not showing at all any pages for me, real pages. Number of pages are not shown at all. Reason behind probably maybe like as you are talking about temporary table. This table was created as temporary. So if I write third, slide the third, I should be able to see this structure. Like the table is created with schema to be PG temp. So instead of this, let me create a table, create table first I integer. And you write insert into first, select star from third. So you inserted all records. Now if I write here this, now let me write here first. Instead of third, now I'll be writing first. Select rel pages, comma rel name from PG class where rel name like first. Okay. Now you will realize it is taking some amount of time rather on my disk. It is showing 0 still because it is writing that on the front. So you will realize earlier it showed me 0. Again it showed me 0, and after some time it told me that, or it communicated me that there are 145 pages. So you may see how much time was gone in between the command typing, maybe hardly some part of second. But by that time, the data was read from the disk, data was loaded in the memory buffer, that's what we call, and from buffer again it was written down or wrote that was written on the disk itself, like in the other relation, and that's why it took some amount of time. Right? So if I write again, suppose if I write insert, so this would be inserting again records. So now if I write select, now still it is 145. Still it is 145. Let us go on. Let us see how much time it takes to display your records. So now you will see it changed. It became now 290. So it took some amount of time rather to write onto the thing. And that is because of that block structure. And here the block size, though I compared it with page, it is a page. Page size was set to be 8 KB. And 8192 is the block size given for your data. Okay, for your database. Is that fine? Any question, query about this? By the way, I have added attendance there. Yeah, sorry, somebody was saying something.
Yes, sir. I was saying no query.
Oh, yeah. So like Rucha, Pratiksha, Amir, please note that, like, please try to ask the questions because it helps me whether you are understanding or not. Otherwise, it would be like a pravachan, like I am giving from this side and you are listening in listening mode only. It is only read only mode. It would not be like it may not be written in your disk. Okay, it would be loaded in buffer only. So though I do give